maybe a B- or C+. The draft gets a lot better if Randy Gregory really pans out.
But you got to stick with one grade. If he pans out, you still saying B- or C+.
I'm still saying, B- C+. The other thing is I'm still disappointed that the Cowboys did not get a running back.
Why are you disappointed?
Because we talk about Darren McFadden.
And remember, Jerry and Stevens said as the reasons why they didn't.
Yeah, because at the time, and I can understand that, because at the time they was ready to draft, the running backs that they wanted, that they felt were worthy enough for them to draft, wasn't there. You get Randy Gregory, who's a top 10. I think they would have went running back had Randy Gregory not been there.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? I think they would have went running back had Randy Gregory not been there.
I think the Cowboys are confident with what they have now. McFadden, Randall, and number 25.
Lawrence Dunbar.
Lance Dunbar.
Lance Dunbar, yeah.
Should they get another running back? Maybe, because if McFadden get hurt, can you depend on Randall? You can if he keeps his head straight. But you need another running back. But as Steven said, you can still build on the team besides the draft.
Are we so high on this offensive line?
Undrafted players you can sign that wasn't drafted, and then you can still get a running back via trade. Will that ever happen? I don't know. Am I disappointed they didn't get a running back? Needless to say, not really, because I know defense win championships. I'm kind of glad that the Cowboys.
They went heavy on defense this year.
Went heavy on defense because that has been their main Achilles heel for a very long time.
Yeah,
in this place. Mm-hmm. And we all know, as Jim and Johnson have always said, no matter what you do on offense will put butts in seats.
Yeah.
Defense win championships.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
And you're right. Defense does win championships.
No matter what Tony Romo, DeMarco Murray, and Dez Bryant did, if you can't stop Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers from scoring, even if Dez Bryant caught that ball, what's the use?
If Dez Bryant had caught the ball,
the Green Bay still had 3 minutes on the clock to go back down the field. And I wasn't as confident for our defense to stop
him.
a future Hall of Fame quarterback.
But two things, though. Had Dez Bryant caught the ball,
Green Bay would have got the ball back with time to score.
And DeMarco Murray didn't have to fumble.
Green Bay still would have had time to score.
That was a touchdown. No,
that would have been a touchdown.
That's 14 points put on the board. That's 14 points right there. You ain't got that much time to come back like that. I just gave you 14 points.
I don't doubt Aaron Rodgers. This is why you got to be stacked on defense and play well when you're on the field, because you will run into Drew Brees. You will run into Aaron Rodgers. You will run into Russell Wilson and company. You're going to have to find a way to stop them.
I do not disagree with you on that one. I will say this, though.
Defense win championships.
I will say this one, though. Had Cowboys beat Green Bay, they would have beat Seattle.
Because
Seattle did not show up until the last 2 minutes of the game.
I tend to agree with that.
They did not show up until the last 2 minutes of the game.
I tend to agree with that.
And then we'd have been in the Super Bowl. I don't know what we would have done against New England.
Man, that'd been
it would have been nice.
Brady.
It'd been nice.
You gotta have
and you're right. You gotta have a defense.
The defense of Seattle is solid, and they had a hard time stopping Brady, who he threw over 300 yards against, 346 to be exact.
Now, only thing I say
against a Seahawks defense.
The only thing I say about that is Dallas is usually getting 300 yards thrown on them.
But that's got to stop, Vince Warmer. That's got to stop.
You're right. But
over the last 3 years, we've been giving away too many 300-yard passes.
But not with the secondary we got.
Because we don't put pressure on the quarterback.
Not with the secondary we got. Not with the secondary we got.
It's more pressure on the secondary to make plays because our defensive front four is not producing the way it should. And once you apply pressure to the quarterback, that makes the secondary look even better because the quarterback don't have time to throw the ball, and he may throw a duck in the air and intercept the ball. But now, Bruce Carter, he had this little 5 interceptions. What happened? He's gone now.
He's gone now, yeah. But here's your issue, though. With this draft, did you really answer those questions?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna tell you why you didn't. Because the only solid player you got is your cornerback Byron Jones. We don't know if Randy Gregory gonna flunk a drug test or not, so we don't know if he's gonna be there.
You can't predict something that hasn't happened.
Damian Wilson, we don't. I mean, he got picked up on number 4 draft pick, but he was projected to be the 6 or 7.
We go through injuries every year, and it seemed like Rolando McClain. He was good, but when he just slacked off because he stayed hurt. Sean Lee, as you mentioned, hurt 2 straight years.
Right.
Okay.
So we don't know.
Anthony Spencer just got back on his feet after being hurt for 2 straight years.
He's not even with the Cowboys.
You got to draft healthy players.
He's not even with the Cowboys anymore.
You got a bunch of, and he's not the Cowboys anymore.
He's gone.
You see where the culture is going?
So how
they're getting younger.
But how sure are we with these draft picks?
We won't know, but I'm confident in Rob Marinelli. I think that he had a hand on this draft. He got the players that he wanted that play in his defensive scheme. Hands down.
Okay.
There's no argument to that.
So what's your grade?
My grade is A-.
Ooh, that's kind of high.
No, I think they did very well.
That's kind of high. A- with like I said, Byron Jones is the only person you can really count on. Brandon Gregory got so many. He's got a lot of red flags. Mm-hmm. A lot of you got to agree with me on that one. He does have a lot of red flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if those red flags are true?
See, you getting caught up with the history. I'm not going to put their history against them. Now, this is, for me, I'm going to say A-. I'm going to say probably we knew this team needed secondary and pass rush help. True or false?
Yeah, they did.
Did they address it?
Yes, they did. They addressed it with the draft. They got players.
And they covered both areas with Jones and Gregory.
Jones and Gregory, yeah. And then Damian Wilson with inside linebacker. And then Ryan Russell with the defense as a defensive end from Purdue.
I know there's some ifs with both players, but they have a chance to be special bench warmer. That's what I'm saying.
Randy Gregory does. He does have a chance. His upside, I hope his upside is greater than his downside.
Right. The Cowboys, I think, came away with immediate defensive help. They went exactly where their problem areas were.
And I'll give you this: they still have Greg Hardy, and then DeMarcus Lawrence. You know, so they have a semblance of putting something together. If they pan out, this could be a great defense.
That's my point.
If they pan out,
my question is: does Byron Jones have a true position?
Yeah, I think
he can play cornerback and safety, but does he have a true position on this team?
Well, here's the deal. Okay, on this team, I would say, where would you put him? Mo Claiborne ain't coming back.
Well, he's playing this year.
And yeah, if he does, he got to work. But he got to work hard.
He got to work hard for it, right?
Yeah. So you can either put Mo Claiborne or Brandon Carr. Which one you want? I mean, it's up to you where you want to put him. I like Barry Church as my safety, but do we have another safety go alongside of him?
I'd rather Jones to play the cornerback position
than the safety position.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you put him you put him at safety. I mean at cornerback. Right?
Yes, and you
on
Brandon Carr and Byron Jones. If Brandon Carr can take a pay cut, which I have yet to ask you about, do you think that's going to happen?
He should. I mean, what is he going to do? Dallas is not going to pay you, so why would you not?
That's another reason why I think they drafted Jones. If he don't take a pay cut, goodbye.
I think they drafted Jones because of Claiborne. Goodbye.
Rather than Brandon Carr?
Mm-hmm.
So you think Carr's going to stay?
I'm more confident in Carr than I am Claiborne.
I could attest to that.
So if I'm going to let somebody go, it's going to be Claiborne.
So your starting cornerbacks are not including Orlando Scandrick?
No. And
Why?
See, that's the other thing too.
And he was the best cornerback on this team, believe it or not.
That's the problem. And Scandrick is more of a slot cornerback.
I love him in the slot.
Right. He's not a man-to-man. He can be a man-to-man, but no, he's more of a slot cornerback.
And the man that I think shouldn't have done that is Bill Parcells. He was the first person to take him out the slot and put him on the corner, and he's been there since. Mm-hmm. He just ain't tall enough.
Look at this right here. Byron Jones, 6'1", 32-inch arms, 199 pounds, 10-inch hands.
and has a very high leap.
Yes, and he leaped the high NFL record, right?
I think it was.
Yeah. So he can go up and get the ball.
Yes, he can.
You put him at cornerback, he'll be good.
Yes, he can. So
that's when if Randy Gregory just pans out and keeps his nose clean and is everything that they say he was, this would be nice.
It'd be real nice.
This would be nice. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, and I'm not even talking about Greg Hardy right now. You got DeMarcus Lawrence on one end, Randy Gregory on the other end.
One player in their second year, one player been in the first year.
Right.
Cornerstone pass rushers.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Greg Hardy, icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake. Yep.
Put him in third down situations where you know they're going to pass. Put him in there.
You're good to go. Yep. And your front line is set. Your front is set. And
who is my front line now?
Oh, man.
Nick Hayden,
DeMarcus Lawrence will be there. Who else is there? Golly.
Who's a nose tackle?
Lismore. Sean Lismore. Yeah. He's still there, right?
What about Crawford? Is he in this? He got me in the mix. He's an up and coming player.
Yeah, Crawford.
Tyrone Crawford.
Yeah, he's still in the mix. Who was your front? Let me go check it out and see, because their defense.
Front line was the weakness of this defense.
Their defense.
The linebacker core I think is fine, but the front line is what we need to repair.
Yeah, but the linebacking core. The problem with the linebacking core is you lost 2 key players.
I don't think we have problems with that position.
And
if Sean Lee stays,
I was gonna say, and we don't know where Sean Lee is.
And if he stay on the field, he's an awesome. He
linebacker. Can be, but see, they're gonna remove Sean Lee to outside linebacker
and put Rolando McClain in the middle.
Keep McClain in the middle. Yeah,
and the person on the other end would be Anthony Hitchens. That's what I'm saying.
Either Hitchens or Randy Gregory is an outside linebacker. Not a defensive end.
He's a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Why I keep thinking defensive end?
Because he's a Russian
He is an outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Gregory, McClain, and Lee. Man. Anthony Hitchens stuck out as well as he played.
I mean, they can do a rotating.
Yeah, that's true.
They can do a rotating.
Damian Wilson, he's in the rotation.
Nick Hayden, your defense tackle. Nick Hayden. They got Greg Hardy. They got Ben Gardner, whoever that is.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. Get rid of the. I don't want to say garbage, but
yeah, it is garbage. LeVar Edwards, whoever that is.
I'll get rid of that.
Tyrone Crawford still there.
He stays, and he's valuable.
Yeah, Jack Crawford, whoever that is. Devon Coleman, he got into a fight. You need to get him out of there too.
You see our front line? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Kenneth Boatwright. Nose
he
tackle.
Was decent.
Ken Bishop.
Yeah, no.
All these. No one stands out.
Exactly.
None of them stand out.
That's why we couldn't pressure the freaking quarterback.
Defensive end Greg Hardy. Okay, he'll put some pressure on him. Cameron Lawrence, remember him? That's the linebacker.
He's okay.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence, he stood out.
He stays.
Yeah, he stays. Terrell McClain.
He was okay in certain spots.
Jeremy Mincy.
He's okay.
Decent. Yeah.
He's okay. Mincy and McClain. Terrell McClain, Tyrone Crawford.
Yeah, they need some help on defensive line.
Thank you.
Chris Wiley, defense tackle. They need some help on defense line.
We drafted a cornerback, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, outside linebacker, and that's it.
Yeah.
We drafted linebackers and
cornerback.
No one on the front. That's not I can say that's not good, but that's why we have undrafted free agents. They signed 15 of them.
Yeah, they signed 15 of them, but they signed a quarterback as an undrafted free agent. Let's go to who did they sign?
Brandon Whedon will be your backup to Tony Romo. I mean,
yeah, that's a given.
Now, one thing I was kind of surprised about is them not drafting Bryce Petty. I think they should have at least
the quarterback out of Baylor.
Tony Romo's 35. At best, I think he got 2 to 3 years left, but you need to start thinking about who your future gonna be.
But here's the deal, though: if you draft a quarterback, you got to pay him.